Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 8 of Superset Radio. I'm here today with a very special guest. I'm here with the Jiu-Jitsu Operator himself, Debojit Dasgupta. It was a huge honor for me to have you on this podcast. What's up? How's it going? How's training? How's life?
All good. Thank you for having me, Wayne. I actually have been wanting to come on Superset. I think I had expressed this interest as well. I think you were doing a cool job. Just how you were setting it up, it seemed fresh, and I never thought I would be part of a podcast, but this was something that aligned and wanted to do.
Yeah.
Life has been great. My biggest change.
You're a dad now.
I'm a dad now. I never thought 1 year back I wasn't sure if I would want to be a dad, but life has changed significantly, and every week, last 3-4 weeks, I'm just seeing like my son going from somehow doing baby bridges to crawling to now standing up and like moving around. So yeah, it's quite a fun space to be in. Yeah.
For sure, I can understand that. Obviously, I can't understand it, but yeah, I get it though. I think you were on that. Were you on that Leverage podcast like a while ago? Like this would have been 5 years ago.
It was. Yeah, we did a small podcast.
That was audio only. I remember.
Right.
During the pandemic, I was listening. I didn't have much to do, so I was listening to your episode. I was listening to Devesh. That's kind of how I like knew who you were. Okay. I didn't know who you were, and then I was scrolling Instagram. Then I saw all the matches. They did a good job, I think, at promoting their competition. But then, then I came to Bangalore like I think a year or two later, and I met you for the first time. I think in Goa during the Goa retreat that we had, and just pretty much not a lot of people are like the same online presence as they are in person. But you are kind of that, like just the same.
I don't think I have an online presence. But yeah, in our small community, I guess you could say that.
No, for sure. Yeah. I know you've recently concluded season 1 of Fight Pundit.
Yes.
How did that go? And
it was an emotional roller coaster by the end of it, because I was definitely an organizer, taking care of the rule sets and the technical bits, but at the same time I had a team who was doing fairly well in the initial rung, and towards the end we had a fighting chance for the final spot, and overall it was fun, lot of learning. And one thing that I took away was every week for those 3 months, the energy in the gym not just at Flamingo, because I later caught up with other coaches in every gym, where even if they didn't do well or lost matches or won matches, they were driven for the next upcoming Fight Pundit matches. And all the athletes at Flamingo were like tweaking their games, making small improvements.
That's awesome.
That was a very, very cool space to be in, because when we are in camps, we have done camps together. We are dialed in for a month or maybe sometimes 2 months.
Yeah, gets over in a day.
We move on.
Take a vacation.
Take a vacation, and it's like so much burden of having gone through a camp. Mm-hmm. This one is like we're not doing a camp really, but everyone's kind of always trying to improve on their technicalities.
Yeah.
So I felt that was a really good learning experience.
That's what you get with the league, which is a very cool format. And premier sports, they all have leagues. Football has leagues, and cricket obviously has leagues, but it's not that common in Jiu-Jitsu. I know of, Malaysian Grappling League.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that where you kind of got inspired from?
So not really, but I definitely was aware of Malaysian Grappling League about 2 years back, and we had considered like going there, but then the overall process didn't seem aligned with us because we had to travel.
Exactly.
PGF, Professional Grappling League, I think, out of Austin, US. Quite inspired by them.
Okay.
They have been doing a great show. Now they are like in season 10 of their leagues.
Wow.
And they have like big promotions, like big names coming in, big brands supporting their thing. So they were definitely a big inspiration. And not just in the format of the rule set, but also how they telecast everything free on YouTube. So quite a few things got into that. And in terms of rule sets, most of these tournaments are sub-only rule sets, and I always felt that sub-only rule sets can get very boring very easily unless the community is super invested in Jiu-Jitsu, which is not for our case. So we had this hypothesis that we had to make it spectator-friendly, and for that it had to be a lot more action-driven. And we felt that awarding points along with in the format would definitely drive that action, and we definitely saw that.
Got it. Usually what they say though is, like points get boring because people try to game the system, and sub only is where the action is at. But you're kind of saying the opposite, like it's
yes, I feel
both people play defense basically.
Yes, exactly, and we definitely saw there is an element of the skill level. I feel that has to be taken into account. Like Bangalore or even India generally is largely a beginner, intermediate level skill set, right? Like when we are going into it, even if you watch the larger promotions out of India, the pro division is kind of not thriving because it's like a small talent pool, but the beginner beginner set of people are actually quite exciting to watch.
Right.
So I think in that case, they are not as experienced to game the system. So they just want to put on a show and like they just want to fight.
Just want to win.
Even in our Fight Pundit, we saw some of the senior guys play that typical Jiu-Jitsu style where they lay back and invite the other guy to do some this damage, some attacks. And I was watching it. I was like, oh no, I didn't want this to happen. But it was very evident that only some of the senior folks would be able to do it.
Yeah.
Because maybe they have more experience.
Yeah.
They know understand the rules better. Yeah. But yeah, overall it turned out well. We were quite happy with the excitement levels.
So like 8 weeks, was it?
We did it. It ended up extending because we had a pause. We couldn't. We had to push the finals out. But it was 2.5 weeks. Yeah. So about 9 to 10 weeks.
2.5 months.
2.5 months. Yeah.
Got it. And like, I'm assuming Flamingo was up and down in the rankings.
It definitely stayed in top 5 through and through.
Okay.
And then on I think the third weekend we had like a qualifier of sorts, or the fourth weekend it was a qualifier of sorts. So we could have easily slipped down to 4th or 5th ranking, and the 5th ranking, the top 4 would have qualified for the finals. That was like a nail biter, and some of our guys, Rohit, Ranjan, he got us like good wins on that day, and he leveled up on that day and got us through.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember Rohit as well. Saw him in one of the in-house comps. I think he made his debut to Flamingo and the comp in the same time. Braveen as well did really well. Did you feel were you surprised that Flamingo did so well, or not really? No.
I was surprised. I was definitely surprised. My expectations from the thing as a coach was, as an organizer also, like giving them opportunities to compete. And I think all coaches kind of align on that. And when I saw the overall, like other teams, they brought in like pro MMA guys and like pro teams. I didn't discount our guys, but I didn't get my expectations too high.
Got your hopes up.
But yeah, at the end, how it turned out, on the finals day, one thing that stood out was some of these younger guys. Shubham definitely was a key figure to drive the morale of the team, and where we knew that some guys were getting overwhelmed with the bigger, larger guys and like more skilled guys. Like Shubham just stepped up and said, "Hey, I will take this guy out." And I think those subtle things in the team changed the whole dynamic. And me as a coach, I was more motivated, and you know,
want to see that.
I wanted to see that, and got my hopes high. I got more excited and involved in the process as well.
Got it. From an outsider's, which is pretty much what I have been in the last 5-6 months. It's awesome to see it, and I hope you'll have way more seasons and it just gets bigger and bigger.
Did you get to watch it online, or did you come? You watched one of the episodes live?
I think I watched all of them live, and then YouTube recommendation. So was watching that and just really good to see. If if you could go back in time and you had to bet who would win, you
Yeah.
obviously don't know the results. Who did you think would win? Which team?
I had two top picks. IJJ obviously was on top of my list,
For sure.
and Kaizen was on my list for sure. Like once, I wouldn't say start at the event, but after seeing their first lineup, and how they did their level performance was also consistently good. So yes, Kaizen and IJJ were my top picks.
Yeah, I didn't expect Kranos to do that
Yes,
well.
absolutely.
I didn't know they have a jiu-jitsu team. Wow, that's loud. Do you hear that? Yeah, so you were talking about Fight Pundit. What stood out to you, like athletes, performance-wise? Who rose to the occasion?
There were quite a few star performances, I would say. One was not surprising. It's just that people didn't know he was around and hadn't seen him perform. I think Rishabh definitely showed his class. He had some good performances. There's one guy, his name is Ankan Chatterjee, and he trains out of Bengaluru MMA.
Mm-hmm.
I've been following him around. I met him recently in the PKD tournament in Mysore. He got the final win against Shubham in that event.
Got it. What weight class?
They're all
66.
like under 65, yeah. Really good guy. Like he's been in the circuit for about 2.5 years, maybe 2 years tops, and showing real maturity. And his thought process is very, very fascinating. He is someone, I spoke to him, I had a private chat where he said, like, he thinks of Jiu-Jitsu, he definitely wants to learn more of Jiu-Jitsu, but everything should be entertaining to watch. So he's already thinking of making a game that is entertaining to watch for spectators. And I think very few people think on those lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, really a big fan watching him grow right now. Our guy Braveen
stole the show.
Yeah, he through and through had like a very consistent performance. Didn't do his he was put against some of the heavier guys in the finals, so couldn't do his best. But overall, in our we were checking our maths like stats from the event. Braveen is in like the top 3.
Yeah. He's like a data scientist, right?
He is a data
That's
scientist.
crazy. I wouldn't have guessed that unless you guys put out that video. Braveen, data scientist by day, jiu-jitsu by night. That is crazy. I wouldn't guess that.
And he's a father of 2, which most people get surprised because he looks so young. And
that is crazy.
And he's balancing like his work.
He would be in his 30s or something. Right?
His early 30s.
He doesn't look anything like it. He looks like maybe a little older than me, probably. But yeah, super chill guy. Big guy to talk to. Who else? Rohit did well.
Rohit did well. Octofit guys were like quite exciting to watch. They were a bunch of beginners, but the intensity that they brought in was fascinating to watch.
Yeah,
they were so cohesive as a team.
Rahul's gym,
yeah. Rahul and I got into like quite a few arguments in over rule set, but he's a chill guy off the mats. Like he brings in intensity, but very rational. Understands that hey, we are all doing it for our teams. And
he has a pet reptile.
Really?
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know
he has a pet reptile.
Okay.
That's crazy. I trained with him like maybe once.
Okay.
Before I met you guys now.
This would be at REL? Like when...
This is when I was training at this gym in Koramangala called RSF. Rapid Strength and Fitness, I think. So that was like once or twice a week they would have classes. I needed more jiu-jitsu. So he was holding classes. So I was like, let's go.
Oh, really?
Went for one of the open mat.
I took classes at RSF for...
I know. This is after you left.
Yeah, okay. This was after I left. Okay.
Yeah, I think you were there. Nehal was there for a while.
Yeah.
So this is when Devesh was taking classes.
Right.
Back then it was still once or twice a week. Just needed more jiu-jitsu. So I met him. I think he was a purple belt at the time. And yeah, overall good roles. He called us to his house. He put mats in his backyard. Then just had like, some good roles as well. But yeah, Octofit, another really good team that showed up.
at Flamingo, we're quite happy with like people, how we are growing. When I started off, we did not have any intent of having a competition team.
Yeah.
I was very specific
It's
about
very
that.
chill.
Yeah. And I feel like having a competition team sometimes puts pressure on the guys as well as the coaches, obviously. But the intent was never to have like a competition team, but we knew that competitions will show up. This, from my experience, growing through the process, is every time we have done camps and then we compete, there is tremendous value in doing a camp,
Yeah.
because you are
The graph just goes up, you know, during that
Absolutely.
1 month.
Absolutely. But I kind of always thought that we will not focus on doing too many camps, and just be ready to compete all the time, because one, it is amateur level circuit most of the times, and doing a camp puts like too much pressure on you, and then you are in a state where without a camp you are never ready to compete.
Exactly.
That's how I feel for myself as an athlete.
You need a
like,
camp.
I need a
Yeah.
camp. But I wanted to break that for the guys training here, that hey, if you're training consistently and if you're staying in shape, Jiu-Jitsu allows this. Striking, MMA, I'm guessing it's like a different sport altogether, but Jiu-Jitsu kind of allows you to, if you're training and you are in decent shape, just show up, compete, and go home safely. Yeah. So from that lens, like at Flamingo, that's the culture. And doing these, we have been competing a lot actually. And off late, now we have like a small competition team. Like we have 2 days of competition training, but we are not too serious about it. We still like keep it lighthearted and like just think of having
That's
a good
the
time.
way it is. That's the way it should be. Ideally, like if you have a whole life outside of jiu-jitsu, you don't want to be too serious, and that's kind of the culture you've built. And from what you just said, that's pretty much the culture you wanted to build. It's not like it just happened by accident. And was it hard, like trying to build that culture? Because, you know, like before you build this, people would have had their own ideas of what a jiu-jitsu gym should be.
I think we still have this, like there are nothing set in stone. I'm quite flexible. I keep reminding my like student members that I'm also learning along with you guys. Things are changing. Beginner folks, like people who are now in their 20s, early 20s, have different expectations from what we had. Because back then we did not have any competitions happening. But right now, some of the guys come in knowing that there are competitions happening and they want to compete. So expectations have changed. So quite flexible. I'm learning along with them. I keep reminding them that, hey, but there is always a pushback. There is always a pushback on them also, saying that, hey, sometimes you need to stop focusing on competition and just focus on learning. There is a kid who is like great. Like he's 17-year-old Kabir. I often like just tell him like, hey, focus on fundamentals, but he wants to learn a buggy choke, right? So we keep having these banters every now and then, but in all good spirit.
Very, very promising. I've rolled with him many times. Just a fun guy to like have in the room as well. But yeah, like talking about cultures, in the previous to previous jiu-jitsu episode I've had, we spoke a lot about gym cults, you know, and how I think Naveen mentioned every gym like would have to turn into a cult at some point. I don't think that happened though.
Depends on how you define a cult. I'm not against it. I just feel we need to be little. We have to appreciate where do we come from and understand that everyone is operating from a place of limited knowledge and limited experiences, right? Like like we kind of make mistakes, we learn from it, and then we move forward, right? So I'm of the opinion that yes, there are gyms, coaches, environments, not just coaches. The culture is made. Yes, the coaches definitely play a significant role. The owners, gym owners, play a significant role. But the members are also joining with some vibe. If things click, only then, and it's like a two-way thing. I feel sometimes we have to be little understanding of the context. Right. When we started, for example, my coach we were a bunch of like 23, 24-year-olds,
Yeah.
and we were
Prime
we
of
had
your
very
life.
little, yeah, we had very little experience of life, and we are trying to just have fun and train, and naturally when you are in a coaching spot, people come in and expect a lot more from you, so there is that pressure. And sometimes as a coach, you're not trained for it, you don't understand the importance or the weight of that.
Exactly.
So I think we have to kind of balance that.
Yeah. I totally get that. But it can't be easy, right? Like running a gym, also like running a league, but that's like more of a few months in the year. You said you have a team for the league, which
Yep.
probably takes a lot of the weight off. But the gym is like a lot of the weight would fall on you. Do you have
Yeah.
help?
I have, like, my wife takes care of all the things that goes behind the scene.
Right.
I'm here taking class. I sometimes, like, I feel she does more work in sheer number of hours in a day. Yes, I do put in a little bit of the physical work. I'm here for the classes, instructions, and without that help, it's impossible. Like, and I'm seeing that everyone in their own ways has a support team, support person.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's your partner, your girlfriend. Plays a significant role. Like, you know this, right?
I know this. Yeah,
absolutely.
Huge role. Superset is only there because like Cassandra, everything behind the scenes, designing ideas as well on episodes. So it helps for sure.
For me, Chapping is like, I call her like she's the chief vibe officer. Like,
CVO.
CVO. Anything that goes on, I will run it by her. If I'm not sure that, okay, if she does not approve, it does not go through. Like,
veto.
Yeah. So we did, like, one of our, like, we had like a guy, 15-year-old kid, he was doing some internship work, and he made like a very fun reel, and it had some obscenity in slang in that in the reel, which was actually funny, like, because we see so much stuff. And she was like, no, we are not doing this. We are not going ahead with this. You guys, and it was not because of the slang. She's like, I don't find it funny. So I tried to convince her. We tried to like tell her like, okay, this trend exists. She's like, okay, I don't find it funny. We are not going ahead with it. Everyone agreed to it, and I respect that, and I feel like
it has to be.
It has to be like that
way if you want to run it like as a partnership. But to give people an idea what it takes to run a jiu-jitsu gym, so she would primarily take care of marketing and basically everything else that you're not doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything from operations, taking care of attendance, sending reminders, dealing with leads, inquiries. Last few months, because I told her I'm firing you from some of the roles because of our baby, but yeah, all of those things which is happening behind the scene are just more important parts of business sometimes. She's definitely helping, doing a lot, and yeah, I'm just taking classes, and even in that I have like people like Gautam, people like Braveen, Shubham, Rachna, Shravani, Kainat. Bunch of guys now are stepping up.
Yeah.
They like taking classes, and we are trying to like now set up structures around that, where they can build their own teams. I feel that is important, and a part of me is like a constant struggle, like as a coach, because I understand that I want to deliver my value, but at the same time creating that space where they can express and do their own things, and me not micromanaging them, right? So doing that is definitely a learning process, and something I'm getting better at.
And I said marketing lightly, but it takes a lot of marketing to run something like this in this space, even though you would think there's not a lot of maybe jiu-jitsu gym competition, but you're facing competition from other fitness activities, you know, like someone who'll come and they'll sign up. They don't just have jiu-jitsu as an option for them. It's one of the options. They can do striking. They can do, now I'll say it, pickleball. they can probably do high rocks now. It's somewhere like high fit over here. So you're fighting with all of them as well on the marketing front. You're also fighting on the MMA and jiu-jitsu front with like, there's other gyms as well around here and in Bangalore. So to market it like that, like, it's a challenge.
And one part which I know that most of the guys who are on the mats, my coaches, we have always found it difficult, the discipline of posting regularly, right? Like this is, you know this better than any of us, right?
It's really hard.
And at the end of it, it's very easy for me to ask, say, Chapping, like, hey, we are just at these many followers or these many posts. But the discipline to, we have probably posted like 200 plus, 300 plus posts. To do that, that is just takes insane amount of discipline.
Yeah. It might not sound like a lot, but if it's just like one person running the show, it's immense. It's a heavy weight. Yeah. Content creation is a hard job, for sure, and that's just one of the things. So we got that. And what are your plans now with the gym? You've completed 3 years. Where do you see it going from here? It's only going to get better, right?
Yeah, hopefully, like we are definitely now for the rest of the year and maybe early next year. My focus right now is I really want to cater to the 35 plus section of people.
The pickleball people.
The pickleball people. Yeah, that's a nice way to target them.
Yeah.
But something that I kind of feel emotionally about is when you get older, this is true for any 20-year-old as well, but they have more things happening in life. They go out pubbing and they have, you know, like lot more social life. Once you are in your 30s and you have a family, your social life is non-existent. And it ends up being like, okay, you go out drinking with some friends, but everyone has different priorities. But the moment you, and we have such, like quite a few 35-year-olds who train with us, for them now Jiu-Jitsu is like the ritual, like it is part of their routine. And I am starting to value that as well. So I want to really go slightly deeper into that, in HSR, focus on that, maybe do that. And the other section, which is quite obvious, is just focusing on this 13 to 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, because we have 3 guys. There's one guy who joined.
The next generation.
Just like younger guys, get them to do a little bit more wrestling stuff, not so much Jiu-Jitsu maybe.
Insane.
And those two are my focus, and internally, like, get more people to take up more batches and lead their own teams.
Lead their own teams, as in like
within Flamingo itself,
like little competition teams within.
Little competition teams. When I meant like there are new folks coming in, and I want to sometimes focus on some of the senior guys, and naturally I can't give equal attention to everyone. So I would want to test it out where some of these senior guys now have, you know, mentor like new folks coming in.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, like, just like within the gym, like little sub divisions.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. Like a proper organization, basically. Like, you know how corporates are kind of run.
Yes, exactly.
And I hate to say corporates. But,
I understand that. And that's the challenge, because everyone here is here to learn, get better, and not every. And if you have been in a Jiu-Jitsu space, you will see that if there are like 10 pairs training, at least 3 or 4 guys are already teaching someone else, right? You know, because they're trying to help them out. So I feel the inherent spirit is always there. Trying to put it in some structure is the challenge. I definitely find that to be difficult. But yeah, through communication, I'm starting to understand that some guys are much more inclined towards doing this. So how I see it is, there are 2 tracks. If you join a Jiu-Jitsu team or any Jiu-Jitsu academy, you see 2 tracks. There is a teaching route and there is a competition route. You'll get better in both directions. But for many people, competition is non-existent. And if we are honest, there is no professional line in being a competitor unless you are not yet. Unless you are very young. But for people who are slightly older, more mature, a little bit more articulate, understand what's happening, I think for them teaching is a legit viable option. And for some of them, it's not necessarily to make a lot of money, but it's like it's just tutoring people, right? Like, and this is something that a lot of people do in their own workspaces. Everyone likes to teach juniors, mentors. They are helping other people get up in their career. This happens in corporates all the time. So yeah, kind of tapping into that spirit, creating some structure around that, and seeing how that goes.
It helps for sure. I have to ask, why did you name it Flamingo?
Flamingo. I keep getting this question.
What's the story?
So it was definitely. So we had three things in mind. I wanted the color red.
Okay.
Yes. So it was like the concept was formed around. I wanted the color red. Me and Chaping both wanted it to not have this very macho fighting feel to it.
To the brand.
Something close to nature, because my wife loves gardening. I love bird watching, and we are always close to nature. That's something that has always kept us
grounded.
Yeah, grounded, balanced. So that is something, and something fun to say. And
Flamingo.
And we just basically went through a bunch of names which had to tick these things.
Is there any that didn't make the list?
Not really.
Close.
It was like we were just throwing random names. Nothing clicked. And then one day, I remember post training, I go home and Chapping's whisking up something, and she just says, "How does Flamingo sound?" And we just we just knew, and then we didn't think twice about it. So that's the spirit. And then and then retrospectively, we could see balance and the grace of Flamingo, and everything kind of made sense. And we went through the logo designing process with Vaibhav. Shout out to Vaibhav. He also helped us design the logo for Fight Pundit, which got insane praise from people.
Yeah, looks awesome.
So Vaibhav.
I didn't know it was Vaibhav.
So the Fight Pundit one was Vaibhav and Vishnu Madhavan.
Yeah.
So they did it together. Vishnu laid out the
Vishnu's
initial concept.
Designer.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He works at Swiggy.
I thought he's a dev.
No, he's a designer. So Vaibhav sat us through the whole Flamingo logo process, and we were really happy with how it turned out.
I think it turned out really well. Great name as well. I was curious if there's others that didn't make the cut. Superset was almost called Game Day because we wanted to interview athletes and stuff, but now we've kind of repositioned to just people who do cool shit.
Okay.
Because I feel like
so it's just beyond athletes and coaches and people building any business.
It has to be cool.
Okay.
You know? It's not just athletes who do the cool stuff. It could just be maybe a grandmother or someone who's taken up running in her 70s and then competes in a marathon. I think that's pretty cool. Or just someone who started from nothing and built a business and now it's basically huge. Stuff like that. I want to cover more of that. So that's pretty much.
I love the color theme that's going with Superset.
That was all Cassandra, pretty much. So we wanted blue. Blue is a great color, and had a few iterations. But Superset. If we go other branches, something like Drop Set, or something like that. But pretty much along those lines. How did you get started? Did you always think you would be doing this? I know you started as an engineer. So here we are now on the terrace.
Yeah. Short answer is no. I think this is true for most of us. We are kind of figuring things out as we go. Had no idea that I would be running a gym till 2022. So the job just before that was Ultrahuman, where I was in an operations role. And I learned a lot, didn't work out at the end. And so there was this phase where I was trying to understand, do I really want to do this? And the year leading up to that moment, I was barely training. I was training, it gotten down to once a week. Which was quite rare for considering how I was training.
Before that was 5-6 times a week?
I would try to get 5-6 sessions a week for sure. And so that definitely changed my just my uh, state at that time, mental state, physical state as well. And then at that point, I remember there was like this weird conviction I never felt till that moment of um, adding value through jiu-jitsu. Like this is something that um, I'd taken a plunge into doing business with IJJ, with Rohit, and I was part of this industry for like a while, doing like setting up seminars, doing workshops, doing that Goa retreat. So I was definitely always considering. I was working with Saikat from 411 for a while. That didn't work out. So I was always interested in the space, but I wasn't sure where I was aligned. And that period where I was kind of jobless, and I started taking up teaching again. I was doing some privates, and I had this very, very strong conviction. And since that day, I haven't had a doubt. I wouldn't jinx it, touch wood, but I felt very sure about the value that I can add through jiu-jitsu. And I think that thought, I remember it was like a very clear shift. And since then I know. But till that moment, I had no clue.
Was it after you got the purple belt? Did that help give you that push? Like,
not really.
Let's go.
I definitely coincides with that, but I had already gotten my purple a while back. Like when this moment happened, I was already a purple belt then. And I'm seeing definitely like purple belt is that stage where I think it
people start their own thing.
People start their own thing, and it makes sense because you have gone through a long enough journey, and you understand the process. You understand a lot to add value for people for a few years actually. Like if you understand what you have been doing, not just competed. Even then, like you would really be able to add value. So.
Right.
Yeah,
I get
purple
that.
belt was definitely a good phase for me. Yeah.
White belt, you kind of don't know what you're doing. Blue belt, you kind of know, but there's still a doubt. Like, okay, this is like, it's still like just a thing in my life. Yeah. But if you've been doing it till purple belt, that's definitely a huge part of what you've been doing.
And also like the fact that the industry here is so green, that helps us, right? Like no one till date, maybe maybe 2-3 guys would have asked me about my belt. Right now, we have 60-70 people training with us. No one has ever asked me like about my belt per se, other than just as a thing of curiosity, but not as a way of questioning my ability to teach them. So I think the state where we are at, people are more accepting, and we can get away with that.
What is your training like right now? Do you get time?
My training, I get good training now. First year was definitely a challenge in terms of the overall skill level was quite beginner. So I would not end up playing some of the more advanced ideas. Now that has changing a lot. Right now every day I'm working on like developing my guard, or like Shubham, for example, that they picked up like a new concept from front headlock anaconda system, and I was learning from him. So I feel right now we are at a space where it is just a function of them getting more competition exposure and just leveling up. So I definitely don't get to work a lot of leg locks, because just something that we have not entered that, but already we are starting to see that like we are playing a lot more leg locks, fundamental leg lock games. But otherwise, it's fun training. I get to train 3-4 times a week for myself, and I definitely get in like some training with everyone, like in the morning and the evening batch. So
you've been getting much strength training, much of that.
Only off late. I'm glad that you are asking me right now, because I got started on it, but for the last 7-8 months, 9 months almost, I think I did not touch like
nothing
a weight.
at all.
Nothing at all. I was just focusing on
training.
Did you see
dips in the strength department then? Like,
not significantly, but now that I'm lifting again, I feel there is like a sharpness that comes in, like in terms of my movement.
That's interesting.
Or I think I can go slightly far, like more with more intensity. But otherwise, for for if there is no competition rounds, I think I was doing okay at that time as well.
Got it. And conditioning wise, I think that was like still on top pretty much.
No, I feel like
9
overall
months.
endurance definitely took a hit. Like I remember putting on the gi, and we just started training gi recently,
Yeah.
and I felt so out of
Gassed?
breath, gassed. So my endurance was definitely down. But Aban from IJJ keeps dropping in and gives me a reality check. So yeah, he has been keeping me on edge too.
Keeping you honest. That's good. I've been following Dr. Knuckles, the untrainable program, and I'll try that again without food in my mouth. Oh, that looks really nice. That's, yeah, I think I shouldn't like chew at all. But yeah, I've been following Dr. Knuckles' untrainable program. It's him and Coach Tom who've put together this pretty fantastic, it's pretty much 5 days a week at this point.
Okay.
And I have the flexibility to move it around with my schedule. I do sessions in the weekend as well, so seeing some decent gains in it. I just deadlifted 200
Wow.
last Sunday after we spoke on Saturday, and I'm hoping to get like beat my previous PR of 220. I want to get like 230 maybe, and then just keep pushing it. Let's see how far it goes.
Funny story, at IJJ when we got our first set of kit, like lifting kit, we had to order the second set because of this guy, because we were running out of weight plates.
Quite something. I increased your costs by a substantial margin because an entire set is not cheap. But yeah, thank you for that. And it pushed me as well. Even after I was like taking a break from Jiu-Jitsu back then, I was still coming just to lift. I would just come in the evenings before the evening class. I would just get some lifting sessions in. But yeah, it was a really good time. I miss those S&C sessions sometimes when I look back. There was Ravi, there was Vishwa. Everyone would just... There's a different vibe to when there's like a group of people like just lifting together. It's fun. And I've been trying to find... I can lift on my own as well. And if I want to like hit a PR, get into the zone, I'll do that. But if I'm in a group, and if I like everyone in the group, it's not just like strangers.
Group,
like I'll say it like last week, I was in a gym and I was attempting like a pretty heavy squat. It was around heavy-ish, like relatively, 160, 170. And like it kind of like everyone paused in the gym to like just look. And I felt, like this heavier weight on me. If there was like a group of people who I like actually I'm friends with and they're like just hyping me up, I can do it, no problem. But it's different when people are just like, they're looking and I'm like, oh shit, dude, what if I fall with this? What if I fail?
Did you make the weight?
I did, but I didn't hit the usual depth I do because I was doubting in my mind, dude, if I go all the way down, will I be able to come back up? So I doubted myself and I half squatted it. I just put it back, finished the set, which is not ideal. So groups do help for sure for training. Cool. So to wrap this up, I have a few rapid fire questions for you. But before we get to that, 10 years from now, you're watching this episode.
Okay.
You're 10 years older. I'm 10 years older. Flamingo is 13 years now.
Yeah.
And your son is like probably 11.
Yeah.
Right? Almost 11.
11 years.
What do you have hope to accomplish with the community? Anyone can start a gym.
Yep.
Anyone can, not anyone, but you could start a gym and stop there.
Yeah.
But you're taking it a level further. You're really trying to do something. What do you hope to change?
I haven't thought about 10 years from now that you are asking me. A few things that would definitely be aligned is going deeper into the grappling space. So having a lot more programs or more structured programs in wrestling, judo. Lot of value can be extracted for younger kids, older folks, women.
Yeah.
So just getting deeper into that and not looking at Jiu-Jitsu or any of these things just as a means of
staying fit,
like self-defense, but understand that like there is a lot more to it than just the skill. Most of us will never, like most of us won't compete, most of us will not get into fights, but so like something that aligns with our values, like the 3 values that at Flamingo is basically like having the ability to do stuff, which is like being strong people. In this case, being strong, being skilled, having humility to keep learning. We will make mistakes. We keep learning from those, and having a mindset of service, right? So ability, humility, and service is something that I align with. And then that service component is basically us giving back to in terms of education, sports education, training, and oftentimes like just creating a space for the community to do well, and
giving them that opportunity, platform,
and just holding these three values, I think we can go a lot deeper, and that would be a function of doing experiments, being around fun people like yourself, Gautam, and if we can hold that spirit and enthusiasm, I think we can do things in many directions. If some of us could want to do like run like a bigger business, some of us could want to teach classes, some of us could want to compete more. So I think that is something that I'm open to seeing how those experiments pan out, but holding on to those values as guiding principles, and then going deeper into the specific skills.
That's pretty much what I would have hoped you would have accomplished in 10 years. I hope that we're still in touch, obviously.
Of course.
I hope that I can at some time resume my training and just spend more time with the people in your room, people in jiu-jitsu rooms around the country maybe, which I haven't really been able to do.
And is that something you see, is there a blocker for that?
Right now,
is that work primarily?
Right now it's just time, and it's different goals I want to pursue right now. But I hope at some point it changes. I can't really answer that question right now, but I hope it changes. Got it. Okay. It's time for the rapid fire question. This time we'll go really fast with it.
Okay.
Will you ever do a high rocks competition?
I'm open to it.
You would?
Yes, I'm definitely open to it.
You know, it's called hybrid rockstar.
that is the only reason why
you're not doing it. Favorite gym to train at?
Currently, it's Flamingo.
Your go-to submission?
Arm triangles from Mount.
Alex Pereira or Uncle Ev? Who wins?
I absolutely love Alex Pereira, but I'll go with Alex Pereira.
Safe bet. Hardest concept to teach?
Hardest concept to teach, going from attacking to quickly switching to like a complete defensive space. That is something that I find like right now I'm focusing on, but I find it very difficult to teach.
To convey that. Favorite vacation spot?
It has to be Bhutan, because me and my wife had gone there after our wedding, and one of the most beautiful places in the lesser Himalayas that you could ever go.
What's the hardest part about running a gym?
The hardest part is growing with the number of members, because as for Jiu-Jitsu we need a lot of space, and real estate prices going up.
For sure. Especially in this part of town, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
HSR killing it.
Yeah. Favorite athlete to watch? Jiu-Jitsu, non-Jiu-Jitsu, just in general? Any sport?
Jiu-Jitsu, Mika Galvao. Like, I absolutely love watching this guy.
Yeah.
Mika Galvao.
Non-Jiu-Jitsu? Do you watch other sports?
Not so much. In wrestling, I would watch the recent gold medalist like Ryu Higuchi from Japan. Absolutely delight to watch.
Nice. Post-training meal, overnight oats.
Overnight oats.
I know that one.
I had it today as well.
Nice. Morning or evening training?
It started to shift now, but generally morning training.
One piece of media, book, movie, game, whatever, that shaped you?
It has to be Lord of the Rings. It came at a time where I was preparing for some exams, and got me through a lot of tough times.
Got it. The last one, you've competed in a lot of competitions, leverage, strangle, ADCCs, many of them. The one that's most dear in your heart, best experience, best time?
I would say the Strangle Nationals that I won.
I remember
That was the most complete experience that I have ever felt. This is something I've shared with other people also. Like every other tournament, I will go home, go back, even if it's a win or a loss. Feeling a little incomplete. Strangle Nationals was a very complete feeling for me.
Yeah, I remember that. It was such a cool moment to witness. One piece of advice for someone just getting started with Jiu-Jitsu.
If you're getting started, start it for the right reason. It should be intrinsic for you, not just because you saw someone else do it. And once you have chosen that Jiu-Jitsu or martial arts is your thing, understand that it's learning to fight, but you want to be in a space where you're not thinking about fighting all the time. You're not in a state of fight and flight. You are having fun every single day. Yeah, if you have those two things, I think you will do well.
That's awesome. Debo, it's been a huge honor for me.
Okay,
Thank you
huge
so
honor
much
for me as well.
for doing it.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe to Superset Radio. Subscribe to Flamingo's Instagram, Flamingo's YouTube channel. Follow all of it. Come over on the gym if you're in HSR or in Bangalore. And I will see you in the next one.